If you watched anime for a long time, then you'll have noticed an interesting trend in the process of dubbing many animes, especially those aimed at kids. An English dub, or an English replacement, of an originally Japanese opening. Sometimes this is good, and sometimes it goes horribly, horribly wrong. So I decided to make a quick top 10 best dubbed anime openings. Now, there will be 3 rules before we get started. First of all, in the case that several songs of the series are dubbed in English, I will only pick one, that way we don't cram the list. Rule number 2, placement order will depend entirely on the quality of the song and how well it matches the tone of the series as well as the visuals in the opening. Therefore, nostalgia will not be a factor. Rule number 3, and most importantly, this is my list. If you don't like the placement order, make your own list. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get started.
I can smell that you're acting so fearfully. I can hear what you're hoping I want to hear. I can feel the loving.
Number 10. Digimon theme from Digimon Adventures. This song is especially great for kids. The lyrics are really simple, if a bit repetitive, but it makes you feel really pumped for the wacky adventures to come, and its beat is really hard to get out of your head. However, the song's oversimplified lyrics also work against it, because it retains a childhood silliness that, while great, doesn't really hold up for older audiences. Translation: if you didn't get into it as a kid, it might be really hard to get into it when you're older. This cuts the possible demographic down the middle. But still, for what we got and for what it's worth, it is a great opening for a great old show. Number 9. Sailor Moon from Sailor Moon. Undeniably a staple of the late 90s, I'd be hard-pressed to find a single kid who didn't watch this show growing up, and a big reason for that is this ultra-addictive song. The problem I have with this song is that, for one thing, the lyrics don't tell you anything about the show. In fact, it outright lies to the audience. And yet that's all the main character ever does in the show, run from a real fight. Second, the scenes are mostly taken from the original Japanese opening, which, in my opinion, is much better. And that wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for the fact that they splice bits of Saved by the Bell to make it more child-friendly.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time.
But still, it's a great opening for a staple of our childhood. For many of us, Sailor Moon was one of the very first anime openings we ever heard dubbed, and since then, we've learned to appreciate the time and effort required to make any of the others. Thank you, Sailor Moon. Number 8. Your Move from Yu-Gi-Oh! This opening fits the same category as Digimon Adventures theme. Scrap the Japanese version, we're starting from scratch. And you know what? It worked for them. That mystical sounding 3 seconds at the beginning make it seem like an ancient mystery is about to unfold. And then, pow! Super fast-paced action sequences begin. And this.
It's time to
Very simple lyrics, like Digimon, except even more simple. It doesn't even repeat as much. Just 7 words. Your move. It's time to duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all they tell you, and that's all you need to know. Another great opening, getting us hyped for the next episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 7. Let It Rip, Beyblade. Leave it to the Japanese to find a way to make a show about spinning tops amazing. And leave it to Americans to make a rock soundtrack that kicks this much ass. This show had not just one, but 12 English songs throughout its 3 main seasons. The entire series soundtrack was replaced with hard rock songs. But since I'm focusing on openings, here it is. Let It Rip by Lukas Rossi. The opening does exactly what an opening is supposed to do. It gets you pumped, and it shows you a bit of what's to come in the show. The beat is catchy, and the animation is great in all 3 versions. Each and every one of the 12 songs get you incredibly pumped for what's going to happen. In fact, you could listen to all 12 of these songs completely separate from the show, like on the radio, and they would still give you this amazing amount of energy and get you so pumped for your day. Props to each and every one of these artists who wrote and performed these songs. There are so many layers to the songs, so many instruments, so much force behind each song. Please go check each and every one of them out. But for number 7, Let It Rip, Beyblade. Number 6.
Darkness of white, you can through the sadness take your flight.
True Light, Dia and Angel. Truth be told, I've never seen past the first 2 episodes of this show, but I know a good opening dub when I hear it. This opening is closer to Sailor Moon in that it uses the original Japanese song just with an English dub. But man, does Vic Mignogna pull out all the stops on this one. Listen to these 2 side by side. The original Japanese, and then the English.
My soul threw away the mask that hides the deeper me.
It's practically the same voice. You can barely tell these 2 apart. As a song, it's very melodic and soft, much more so than the previous entrants. Since I haven't seen the show, I can't speak to whether that works for the tone of the show, but I can say it works with the opening visuals beautifully. If you're like me, watching this opening is what made you want to see the series. For what it's worth, it's a great opening, sung by a great singer and voice actor. Keep it up, Vic.